Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX with me, Devika Chopra. The centre has announced the Padma Awards for 2025 on the eve of the Republic Day, conferring the highest civilian honours to 139 Indians and others. Padma Awards is one of the highest civilian awards of the country. They're conferred in three categories, namely the Padma Vibhushan, the Padma Bhushan and the Padma Shri. These awards are conferred by the President of India at a ceremonial function which is held at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, usually around March or April every year. We now take a look at all the 7 Padma Vibhushan awardees. The first Padma Vibhushan awardee is Dr. Duvur Nageshwar Reddy. Dr. Duvur Nageshwar Reddy is an Indian gastroenterologist who studied at the Kurnool Medical College. He is the chairman and founder of Asian Institute of Gastroenterology at Hyderabad, the biggest gastroenterology center and hospital in the world. He received the Padma Shri Award in 2002 and the Padma Bhushan in 2016, and today he has been conferred with the Padma Vibhushan. An elected fellow of the National Academy of Medical Sciences, he was given the world's highest gastroenterology award in Shanghai, China at a function held in September 2013. He was conferred with the Rudolf V. Schindler Award, the highest category in the prestigious Crystal Awards named after Schindler, who is considered as the father of gastroscopy by American Society of Gastrointestinal Endoscopy. Next up, Jagdish Singh Khehar is an Indian jurist who served as the 44th Chief Justice of India from the 4th of January 2017 to the 27th of August 2017. He was the first Sikh Chief Justice of India. He has been a judge in the Supreme Court of India since the 13th of September 2011 to 27th of August 2017 upon superannuation. He served for a brief period but gave many landmark judgments such as the Triple Talaq judgment and the right to privacy verdict as well. Justice Khehar, a graduate of Punjab University in Chandigarh, began his legal career in 1979 after completing his LLM. He practiced in the Punjab and Haryana High Court, in the Himachal Pradesh High Court and the Supreme Court. He was appointed as a judge in the Punjab and Haryana High Court in 1999 and later served as the Chief Justice of Uttarakhand and Karnataka High Courts before being elevated to the Supreme Court in 2011. Then we have Kumudini Lakhia, who is an Indian Kathak dancer and choreographer based in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, where she founded the Kadam School of Dance and Music and Institute of Indian Dance and Music in 1967. A pioneer in contemporary Kathak dance, she is credited for moving away from the solo form of Kathak starting in the 1960s by turning it into a group spectacle, and also innovations like taking away traditional stories and adding contemporary storylines into Kathak. She is particularly known for her multi-person choreographies. Some of her most famous choreographies include the Dhapkar or the Pulse, the Yugal, the Duet and the Atah Kim, where she performed at the annual Kathak Mahotsav in Delhi 1980. She was also a choreographer in the Hindi film Umrao Jaan in 1981 along with Gopi Krishna. Then we have Lakshmi Narayana Subramaniam, who is a legendary violinist and composer known for his mastery of Carnatic music and contributions to world fusion. Born in 1947 in Chennai, he was trained by his father, Mr. V. Lakshmi Narayana Subramaniam, who is a celebrated artist for blending Indian classical music with Western and global traditions, earning global recognition as the god of the violin. He has collaborated with iconic musicians like the Yehudi Menuhin, George Harrison and Stephen Grappelli, as well as composed for orchestras, ballets and films. Honored with the Padma Bhushan in 2001, his work continues to redefine classical music and inspire generations worldwide. In fact, on that note, I would also like to welcome Mr. L. Subramaniam into the conversation. Sir, thank you so much for joining us on NewsX. I was not able to do justice to what you are to the world of music, what you are to India and what you are to the world today. My apologies for that, but I will, through our conversation, try to shed some light on your achievements Firstly, many congratulations on receiving the Padma Vibhushan, sir. Uh,
Thank-
we, of, we of course want to understand from you, what does it feel like today?
Can I? I'm not able to see anything. Hello?
Yes, sir. You won't be able to see me, unfortunately, but you'll be able to hear me.
Okay, great. Sorry. Can you repeat the question? I was
Yes,
trying to figure out.
I
Yes.
of course began by congratulating you, sir,
Yes.
for receiving the Padma Vibhushan. We of course want to understand from you, what does it feel like today?
No, I mean, it's a wonderful feeling because I think I'm not only thinking of me getting Padma Vibhushan, I'm thinking from the angle Indian violin is being recognized and for the first time given the Padma Vibhushan award for Indian violin. And also indirectly, I think because of my father's opinion was to make the Indian violin internationally known as a global solo instrument. Before that, Indian violin was an accompanying instrument mostly, and they also played solos. But outside India, they thought we were playing ethnic or folk music sitting down on the floor. He changed the whole status. His dream was to make the Indian violin played in all the major concert hall, Royal Albert Hall, I mean, Sydney Opera House, everywhere, and then get the recognition. So now, thinking back, his idea, his vision, everything, because he did everything, I'm collecting all the fruits. But now getting recognition in India, one of the highest award for Indian violin, for what he has done, through him, what I have done. I'm very, very happy and proud, and this belongs to not only me, this award belongs to all the violinists, all the instrumentalists, and anybody who wants to play the violin. It all, you will share everything. This is a glory for all of us.
Absolutely. Mr. Subramaniam, today when you look back at, of course, a glorious career, one does wonder, what are the moments that really stand out to you? What are the moments that you can share with our viewers that you feel perhaps have brought you to this day?
You know, initially, first of all, it was a very difficult decision because a lot of people, apart from my parents, a lot of my father's senior colleagues thought I should not quit medicine because I finished as a medical doctor in Madras, studied there. Then I want to switch over to music. So general feeling was, you're going to US, all the doctors going to US those days, it was a dream to go to US because they already, as soon as you land, you have a solid job. Everything was taken care of financially. It was a very, very promising career in the medical field abroad. Where, I said I want to do masters in music, writing, composition. So many people tried to convince my father to convinced me not to continue music because they said most of the composers' compositions are heard after they are dead and gone. So he is trying to go to a field where he won't even probably listen to his own composition. So that was the thing. With that pressure and thought, but still my parents said, go ahead and do it. My only request from my father was he didn't want me to play in the house concerts and everything. He said, we have to play in the major concert hall, make Indian violin globally known as a major solo instrument. So with that, it was a very uphill task. Initially, people thought we were playing ethnic music or folk music sitting on the floor, and only Western violin was considered, Occidental music was considered classical music. Everything else was not even considered classical music. They put everything under one carpet, world music. So I started creating the term global music and insisting that our music is also one of the oldest, probably the oldest classical system. It was a very uphill task to do that, but slowly, a lot of great artists like Lord Menuhin and Zubin Mehta with the New York Philharmonic, Maestro Mehta, and a lot of major things started happening. London Symphony, they asked me to write a composition and play with them as a solo instrument. I was sitting down on the same classical position, sitting down on the floor, playing with the full symphony orchestra and the major concert hall. So this dream started we started realizing the dream and playing with Lord Menuhin in the United Nations, where he sat on the floor with me, even though he held. So it was a fantastic contrast as people seeing him sitting next to me, cross-legged, and playing with the violin, the position. So a lot of uphill tasks. But today, thinking back all those things and receiving the award as a recognition for the Indian violin, that too, I started my roots are Carnatic, South Indian violin, and knowing that it's for the first time Indian violin, we have got the uh, Padma Vibhushan. I'm so happy and thankful to the government And it's one of the most fantastic feeling, not only for me, for my family. And I feel that all the instrumentalists, they all share in this award.
Absolutely. At the same time, Mr. Subramaniam, uh, you've also, of course, composed music for several films as well. If you can share perhaps some anecdote, what was a moment that you look back on today that you will carry on for the rest of your life?
You know, I have done different things. Basically, my root was playing Indian classical music. And then I started writing a lot of major orchestral compositions. Fortunately, more than 25 symphonic works have been written and published by one of the most well-known publishers, Short Publishing. So I think I've written the last 10th symphony was published recently. So writing all the symphonies for the orchestras gives me very great happiness. Written a lot of things with Kavita's voice and my daughter singing with the full symphony orchestra and the choir. And we have a Lakshminarayana Global Music Festival every year. 33rd year we had it. In the past, we have had three major orchestras bring them to India and performing in India and taking our Indian artists outside to perform and promoting youngsters as promoting instrumental music. There are a lot of things I'm involved in. So I think I won't say that I'm going to do only this or only that. I need to take care of many things. I have also set up an institution, Lakshmanarayana Global Center of Excellence in my father's name, where we are trying to raise a building where we are giving very highly specialized bachelor's, master's, and PhDs in music, where it is a crossover between college education, where you cannot read 200 textbooks and try to sing or play a raga. But if you practice 200 hours, you can probably play a raga. So the college education system till today has not produced great legends like M.S. Subbulakshmi, T.R. Mahalingam, or Palkat Maniar, or Balamuraliji, or Pandit Bhimsen Joshi. They don't have a piece of paper, but they were fantastic artists. So every student who's getting a gold medal in the college, till today, I have not seen anybody comparable to these few people whom I mentioned. So our whole education system is to bridge a Gurukul system. I'm fully working on that with my wife Kavita, setting up the institute. The institute has been there already. We have finished 3 BA batches and 2 MA batches, connected with Gangubai Angle University and Jain University. We have, and also Vishwakarma University. So I'm involved in education. I've written books. The next book is going to be Million Scales, which you can derive from South Indian music. Recently, a book called Raga Harmony, which was published, just recently released, which talks about how you can write major symphonic composition using Indian ragas, the wealth of the Indian ragas, which is there, which is not even utilized fully. So these are the different areas me and Kavita, both of us are involved with my children, Bindu, Ambi, and now my granddaughter, Mahati, is also getting into music. So I have a lot of things in the plates, try to concentrate as much as possible and share the burden with my wife and my children.
Speaking about your children as well, Mr. Subramaniam, what is the one thing that, what is the one learning from your own career that you've sort of passed on to your children?
What, incidentally, when I wanted, initially, my son, Ambi, wanted to play the violin, and my daughter wanted to sing Bindu. So she studied. I always say, like my father used to say, you should have also an education so that you can communicate better and you can scientifically do a lot of things for the growth of our music and reach it to the global stage. So I want my children not just being a music practitioner, but also be educated. So both my daughter and Ambi, they did PhD in music. My daughter was originally a lawyer. She went into music education. Both of them run SAPA, Subramaniam Academy of Performing Arts, based in Bangalore. And then they have introduced the music in many, many schools. Close to 40,000 children are learning music. Our whole thing is music is extremely important for emotional, intellectual, and spiritual growth of any human being. So the children should have an opportunity to learn music. We cannot say everybody learns everything else, in the PT and this and that. Music is extremely essential to be a better human being, understanding human emotions, everything. So my whole dream has to be to make sure that every child get an opportunity to learn music, enjoy music, so that will also give an emotional balance and spiritual base. Ultimately, whatever they want to do, this is not going to be an entrance. This is going to enhance their capacity. What do we do spontaneously in our Indian music? We take a 7 note and start improvising for 1 hour. It is basically 7 notes. We keep repeating the same notes 3 times. The audience will know, they will get bored. So we have to sugarcoat it, different combination, different emotion, different dynamics we do. So this spontaneous creativity is applicable in any field. So this is my dream, to make sure that every child in India gets the benefit of at least knowing music.
And Mr. Subramaniam, before we let you go, sir, one last question to you. I just want to
I
understand.
lost you.
Can you hear me?
Hello, I lost you.
Yes, Mr. Subramaniam, can you hear me? Okay, I think, I hope we've not lost that line with Mr. Subramaniam. Sir, if you can hear me?
Yeah, so can you repeat it now, please?
Yes. Before
Now
we
I
let,
can.
before
Now
we
I
let
can
you
hear.
go, yes, before we let you go, one last question. Of course, what can your audiences now look forward to in your next phase, sir?
Next phase, of course, every concert is a new experience for me, a learning experience. It's really an exam, because you cannot say that I played well 10 years back, last concert, last month, but every time they expect. So I need to keep my practice. I want to play different new compositions, which has not been recorded yet. So far, I've recorded hundreds of compositions, which my father taught me. I want that to be there, available for future generation. Now they can expect two different things. One, a lot of new classical composition, a lot of projects, symphonic projects with my daughter, Bindu, and of course, Kavita. I'm writing a lot of music with her, and also do classical concerts with my son, fusion concerts. So there are different types of music festivals I'm doing with my father's, as a tribute to my father. So they can expect different combination of different people and different music.
Okay, all right, Mr. Subramaniam, once again, sir, thank you so much for joining us on NewsX. Our heartiest congratulations to you as you've been awarded the Padma Vibhushan.
Pleasure.
With that, viewers, of course, the list continues, and let me take you through some of the other glorious individuals who have been awarded the Padma Vibhushan. Next up in our list is M.T. Vasudevan Nair. He's a celebrated Malayalam author, screenwriter and filmmaker, regarded as one of the greatest literary figures in India. Known for his deep insight into human emotions and societal changes, his works like the Randam Musam and the Nalukettu reflect the richness of Malayalam literature. Janapith Award winner, he was also honoured with multiple Kerala Sahitya Akademi and National Film Awards. His contributions to literature and cinema have left an indelible mark, and his legacy continues to inspire lovers of Malayalam language and culture. The next awardee is Osamu Suzuki, Suzuki Motor Corps' patriarch and the long-time chairman. Headed the company for more than 40 years and revolutionized India's car market with the introduction of the popular Maruti 800 car. Osamu Suzuki is among 7 personalities who were conferred the Padma Vibhushan, one of the highest civilian honors in the country. Osamu Suzuki, who died in late December last year at the age of 94, shared a good rapport with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. According to PM Modi, Osamu Suzuki was a legendary figure in the global automotive industry. And then, of course, Sharda Sinha. She has an enormous influence on Indian music, especially in Bhojpuri and Maithili folk traditions. The Bihar Kokila was celebrated not only for popularizing Bhojpuri in India, but even across international frontiers. She is a native of Supol, Bihar, and she rose to fame for her devotional songs, particularly for Chhat Mahaparv. She started her career in music at the beginning of the 1970s and was eventually recognized as a melodious personality with a a sufficient soulful voice and a great fusion of devotional and folk. Parts of eastern Uttar Pradesh and Bihar anticipate it and even celebrate her voice. Some of her famous tracks include Chhat Maiya Ai and of course many others. Her music resonated deeply with audiences and became a symbol of regional identity. She was instrumental in preserving and promoting Bhojpuri and Maithili folk traditions, and her songs are cherished across generations. With that, viewers, we sip into a very quick break.